So what are your expectations for Ja Morant this season now coming back off his 25-game suspension?
He better shoot the ball every time. Like, Memphis hasn't shown him or us anything like for him to come back to and be like, okay, let me like help y'all, like find y'all's steps. Like, there have been games that I've watched Memphis where they look like they don't even want to be out there. So I think he's just going to bring a lot of energy and re-energize the team, but he needs to like do his thing completely.
Yeah, I think a lot of energy. I think the main thing is just win. I think once he come back and they start winning, all the noise, everything. I mean, it's already gone, but that's the biggest thing. Just come back and start winning. Just play well, win, and everything else will just fall in place.
He's the battery. He's the battery pack of the team. So all the highlights that we haven't seen a highlight yet from that group, right? So
No, nothing. No,
Yeah,
seriously.
we see some lowlights.
But the 40, was somebody had 49 on their team?
Yeah, Desmond Bane.
oh yeah,
Yeah, Desmond Bane, but and even that was still just like, all right, whatever.
yeah. All right. The next one is
Jaren Jackson.
8 more days. But yeah. This just him bringing back like that the swag of the city, right? And that's the type of player he is. So I'm pretty sure he gonna be on SportsCenter. Someone's getting bodied first game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But still be you. Like at the end of the day, still be you.
Yeah.
Like still be you. Still be Ja. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like first time you get an opportunity, I don't just try to like they had you in court talking about you dunking on K.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like
Talk
bring
about
that same-
your jewelry. Was it real or fake or not? You know, it was how to throw a chest pass.
Crazy.
Yeah, like
How to check the ball.
Ridiculous. Like,
that was nuts.
that was crazy. I thought
He
that
got though
was
on Are Your Diamonds Real question. They should have been like, nope. Fake as shit, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Know what you're talking about. So Gil, you also, not a similar situation, but underwent a 50-game suspension for some situations that obviously are well documented. What did you learn about yourself and the game during your own suspension?
That I needed basketball, right? That it was really all I knew, right? I didn't have a life outside of the court, right? So I went to Miami, right? So I was there for the Super Bowl. Didn't go to the Super Bowl. Didn't even walk down the streets. Was just on the balcony, just watching everybody else. But I realized I didn't have anything, right? If they took this away from me, there was really. So I was depressed. That's when I decided, fuck that, I'm changing my number. And that's when I changed my number from 0, went to 9. Don't even know why. Maybe there was a 9th year. I have no idea why. But it was. That's when I was sitting there, with all the thoughts of, what if this was it?
Damn, that's great.
Didn't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Did you go to like Ja mentioned like therapy and stuff like that? Did you like go talk to anybody, or you was just like by yourself?
Girl,
your
back
thoughts?
then that was called weak-minded.
Yeah.
That was back then. That's what it was. You go to therapy, you was weak-minded. Like you're supposed to be able to, handle that yourself. So I wish there was. I wish there was like that therapy talk back then, because that was it. That was the end of Agent Zero. When I got suspended, that was the end of Agent Zero. There was no more going backwards, right? The whole persona of me, I let die. Because there was no turn off, turn it on the court, turn it off, off the court. It was the person himself. That's who I was. Like, I was a daredevil, right? And that's how I played. So if I turned that part of me off, then, so it was just one of those things where I wish I was convinced that, fuck it. Like, so I didn't get this personality back until like 2016, 2017.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Right,
That's real.
if you look at me, from when after that time, the personality of me was gone. And I didn't get it back until after, like 2016, beefing with the BM on social media. And
That's what brought you back?
turned you back.
Yeah, that's what turned me back. Yeah, it was like, oh no, I know who you need. Gloves off. Fuck it, let's go. And then that's.
And was it like a slow decline? Was there a moment you remember where you kind of felt like, damn, I'm not Agent Zero anymore?
Reading comments when, like you scores for schools, right? You're doing all these things, all these great things in the area. And then I remember I made a comment that you do 100 things right in this world, you do one thing wrong, and that's all they remember the rest of your life. So just the thought of everything I've done, this is who y'all are gonna remember. I don't want no parts of this anymore. Like even community service, I stopped. I stopped it all.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
So
That's real though.
Yeah,
Even like charity and shit.
Yeah. No, that's real though.
I do it for me now.
Not to say like I had a suspension, but I went through those same thoughts when I tore my Achilles. Like when I didn't know if basketball was going to happen again or anything. So when you get away from the game, you start having like dark thoughts and just start being like a daredevil and things like that. So that's just everything you said. Like I just remember me being in that dark space. Like stop doing community stuff, just stop being around, stop. Like because you're just away from the game and you're trying to figure out what's next in life. And that's the hardest thing because all you know is basketball. So it's like now you got to find something else to love. And then, different people start coming around, friends, like you said, baby mamas, everything. Like everything just changes in your life. And once basketball stops, you start to find out who you really are.
How long did it take you to do that? Because obviously you're doing so much great stuff now, community stuff, clothing brand.
I mean, it took me, I stopped playing luckily I had tough crowd, but it was still rough. Like, you're not playing like you seeing guys that can still play, you seeing comments and things like that. But, I think just starting a business and just doing something different in general is tough. It's hard work.
So, Gil, you're one of the few people that I can actually really speak to Ja on a spiritual level, having experienced similar things that he's experienced. What advice would you give Ja now as he comes back from this 25-game suspension, tries to get his career back, tries to put himself back in that upper echelon superstar tier?
It's all a process. How you feel today, your thoughts today are not your thoughts tomorrow, right? Just grow with every experience that you're going to encounter. But realize that there's people out there that's trying to take it from you. And you really got to understand that. I mean, like what you did was on the internet, right? And you see how much it cost you, right? You see how easily your whole life can be taken out of your hands, right? And, when I did it, I was 28. So, 3 knee surgeries. So it was easy for me to, be soused away. Right now you're in a position where they can't, right? But eventually you start getting older, you get an injury, this right here would be the end. This would have been the end if you was 32, 33. Right, so really understand that, this is all valuable, right? So enjoy it in a positive way and find people around you that really care about just who you are as a person.
And take it all back.
They can take it all, yeah.
No, I'm saying him, go get it all back. Yeah. Take everything back. Because that's the only face we're going to have for the NBA.
And like I said, obviously you dealt with injury. You were dealing with some stuff this past season. How were you able to deal with that, overcoming? And did you ever find yourself in a dark space as well, where you really just started to question what your future was going to be like with basketball?
I think this past summer, not too much, because my doctors told me the best thing for this particular issue I was having was to have a good mindset and a positive outlook. So I teetered on that dark, mindset, but I never really got quite there because we were mid-season. I was around my teammates. My family was great. I had a really good support system, which I'm always thankful for. But I think the darkest time I was in was when I got cut for the first time from the W. And at that moment, I thought my WNBA career was over. And I just finished my 3rd season. So I was just kind of okay, well, what's next? But, thankfully it turned around quickly. But there was a 2-week span where I was all right, well, let me go use these degrees and go get a job and figure out what I'm going to do next. But thankfully it turned around. And like Gil said, that mental health, the therapy, I was blessed to be in a time in college and my beginning of my professional career where that was becoming more acceptable. People taking mental health breaks and, You know, we have a team therapist. We had a team therapist my freshman year in college. So it was like just getting started when I got to college. So I think those things are very helpful, especially for athletes.
And I just want to hit on something you said earlier. I think, especially nowadays compared to back in the old days. Back in the old days, therapy, all that shit, you were weak-minded, you were soft. There was things that were hurled at you, but you hear Ja talking about how therapy has helped get him through. And he was in a dark spot, let's just be real, before his suspension, doing a lot of wild, reckless shit, where it seems like we're seeing a different Ja now. So is your opinion on therapy still the same, or has it shifted at all as you've gotten older?
I don't know. You know, it's you have to ask the players that's been through it. You know, that's why I said it took me, you know, self-checking, understanding who I am, understanding, you know, what I did, the responsibility of, you know, my own actions, right? With therapy, I would have probably figured that out, you know, 3-4 months after it happened versus 10 years. You know what I mean? Most of the time as an athlete, you don't want to take responsibilities for your actions, and that's probably the reason, you know, we're successful, right? We can brush it off, pretend it didn't happen, and keep it moving. And, you know, that's what I said, when I got to Orlando, man, I was throwing up every morning. It's like when I woke up, I threw up. Right? I didn't know that was depression. If you listen to Ben Gordon, right? Oh, depressed. We don't know the levels of it. Mm-hmm. Back then, we didn't know. You know, back then, like, if something happened, you gotta focus, right? You tell a teammate, yeah, man, this is boom, boom, boom. He's looking at you like, oh, this man, he's falling off, y'all.
Yeah.
Right? I'm about to take his spot. You know what I mean? So we held in a lot of the things that was going on. So, you know, the fact that these guys are able to, you know, speak it, talk to someone, and get over it faster than everybody else did is amazing.
So we know how the media views Ja now, and obviously the media very fickle. Their opinions will change very quickly if you're able to go out there and perform. So how dominant would Ja have to be to get back in the good graces of the media?
Just win.
Just playing.
I feel like he's back in their good graces now, considering the other things that have been going around the league. It kind of makes Ja's issues seem very minor. So,
yeah.
And then the way Memphis is playing, I think everyone is like, all right, come on, Ja.
Come on, hurry.
Like, come on, like, all right, come on, please don't.
All right, we fucked up.
Yeah.
we fucked up on this, y'all.
Well, actually, like you mentioned, there's some wild shit going on.
Some wild shit going on out
Wow.
here.
Every week it's something.
It's like the
NBA,
everybody
G League.
I mean, shut off before the year ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Some things we will not talk about on this show, but you have Google.
Google is free.
And Google is your friend. Grizzlies are currently 6-18, 13th in the West, 7 games behind the Suns for the 10th seed in that final playing spot. So I need to know right now predictions. We'll come back and look at this video towards the end of the season. Will Ja lead the Grizzlies to at least the play-in game this season?
Playing game is 10th?
10?
10th.
You said they're 6-18?
6-18.
Actually, I think so, but the question really is, do you want to?
Yeah, because it's right there. They're making the playoffs. I got them making the playoffs.
But do you want to as a
Yeah,
franchise?
because the East is the West.
West.
I mean, yeah.
Like, look at your team without him. Just without him, look at your team.
Right.
That means you don't have the talent that you really thought you did. So if you go in there and make the playoffs and you get
That says a lot about my value.
But I'm saying you get a draft pick that's, 20? Versus, you can get a lottery with the roster you have.
No, I just think in Ja's favor, it just looks good.
Oh, no, in Ja's favor.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So for him, it's like, yeah, spend the 25 games, come back, we make the playoffs, yeah, whatever.
And let's say hypothetically they get that 8th seed, or they can even sneak into that 7th seed if they can finish top 8 in the West, which we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But right now you're looking at the Timberwolves or you're looking at the Thunder as that potential matchup. Does that intrigue you at all to have a Grizzlies?
I wouldn't want to see them in the first round if they get it together. I'll say that.
I do. Because we know what their team looked like without Ja, 6-18. Right? So, if you're the Timberwolves, I mean, you would love to see them because,
The team. Well, depends
if
on
they stop
that
playing?
wire better go through.
Huh?
Wire better.
that
That wire. If it don't go, then listen. I got Memphis.
I mean, they don't have.
And 5.
They're not gonna have Steven Adams at all, are they?
Nah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
If Ja gets them if Ja does get them to the playoffs, he's on God mode.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Even if
for
it's
sure.
10.
Oh yeah, he's on God
Even
mode.
if it's 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, a play-in? Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, he's on God mode. Like, I mean, he is the face, right? He's doing something like that means the way he's playing, the style he's playing, that charisma, that aura, he gets them in playoff breach.
Yeah, because that means he also rubbed off on his teammates, and that's very important.
That's
Yeah, because I don't think from Ja's standpoint, Grizzlies standpoint, maybe not make the playoffs, see how we do in the lottery, get a better pick. But if I'm Ja, I'm trying to move product. I'm trying to get my name back where it needs to be. I already know I'm not going to make an all-NBA team this year. It'd be a nice fuck you to the league
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
to go out there and potentially pack up the
he
1
got the
seed.
energy to do it though.
Yeah, he got the
to
motor.
get players to be like, all right, like to get going.
yeah, he gonna get his name back. He gonna be on that USA team.
So you think he plays tomorrow though, even though you don't
think
want
they're
him to
gonna
play?
put him on the USA team
Hell yeah.
Okay, the
next year's Olympics?
The thing is this. Why wouldn't you? You're going to Paris.